Alright, let's do this. Welcome back, everyone. Wow. There's a storm coming that people are really not paying attention to right now. It's the consumer world we've lived in. This world really just has a lot of stuff in it. So, in doing, the mad scientist look at things, as you know, if you've watched my other videos, I have not turned on my oven or burners on my stove in 4+ years. I've adapted, or whatever, the concept of the living within the bare essentials, but not giving up pleasures. All right, pleasures is really the wrong word. It's convenience, right? I don't want to take and have to build a house with a rock. Okay, I'm using technology. Again, when we look at our stuff, need to just determine multiple uses for things. What do you really need? And they make books on this stuff. Some of these books are for children to say, hey, you don't need so much stuff. like words, conspiracy theory, and then this one here, minimalist. It's not like you have to have nothing, dude. That's not the point. Point is figuring out uses for things that you already have, or what we want to get into right now is things called substitutions. One of the best tools I found for this upcoming storm is how versatile the bread machine is. Okay, so we're going to start with that. Now, as we kind of talked about with minimalization, right, cutting down on things, I learned a lot with the bread machine that made me think about a lot of different other rabbit holes to go down. So, for instance, with bread, you need yeast. So I looked into what can I substitute, or how, if I run out of yeast. So I learned how to use sourdough yeast the way they used to back in the day. So I can make bread and baked goods in my bread oven with yeast of that. So then I started looking into what other substitutions can I use. Another thing in baking is eggs. So what can I substitute for eggs? One thing is 1 cup of applesauce is equivalent to eggs. I think I overspoke. 1 cup of applesauce is equivalent to 1 egg. You can also, use baking soda with a little vinegar to get lift the same bubbles that yeast do. But that's a whole side issue. We're talking about eggs right now. Everyone's seen the signs already in all the stores. But again, let's look at eggs. How many people have heard of the chicken flu scare? They're killing chickens everywhere. How many people have seen, signs like this with egg prices going up? Right? All the stores have these signs and things, right? Sorry, due to things we're having difficulties, right? I mean, you got economic forecasts of prices going up. The thing I'm getting to as far as substitutions and whatnot is, if I can buy eggs today with today's money, and in a month when eggs are really super expensive, right, I can eat last month's price of eggs, right? When you look at price of everything going up, I mean, you can pick whatever, but with my cooking and baking and all that stuff, eggs is a fine thing for like cornbread, you know, my muffins. I can do scrambled eggs, whatever. So, you know, I really had to think about, you know, what to do with this now. All right. First thing I had to figure out was, can I even use powdered eggs in cooking? All right. So I went down that rabbit hole and researched all this. Now, wouldn't you know it, another tool in my arsenal is I have a dehydrator. So I can dehydrate and make things into powders. I've done vegetables, and then I've powdered them so I can make my own bouillon kind of deal. Interesting. So again, substitutions, and what can I do? So I have a dehydrator. Now you can go down the rabbit hole of dehydrators. You don't need a dehydrator. You can do it in an air fryer. You can do it in an oven. But this is, again, not about that. It's about eggs. So with my use of eggs, is very rarely, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of eggs. If I had a lot of eggs, I'd eat a lot of eggs, okay, whatever. But, you know, with the price of eggs and frequency of use and whatnot, I have to start looking at minimalization of my egg usage kind of thing. What can I do, right? So this is the main thing I'm trying to get to right here, is get from a whole egg down to egg powder. Okay, the multi-use you can do with a dehydrator is you can make fruit roll-ups. Some dehydrators have these trays you can pour the goo in and turn it into leather roll-ups. With my particular one, I have just all these trays, and then I have sheets of like baking paper stuff. It's silicone kind of deal, right? Hang on. So with anything liquid or whatever, like these eggs, right? I have to take a lot of the trays out and then build a basket that looks like this. These homemade baskets I made with these little clips, and I got like 24 of these clips, so I can make these all day or whatever. But it's more versatile, so I can lay out things flat and dehydrate them and not have juices go through the mesh, or I can do soups and things like that with this. So very, very awesome. So here it is with the egg in it. Now this is 6 eggs that I pulsed in my little mini blender thing. Just pulsed it just a little bit. I didn't want to liquefy it, blend it super. Just a couple good pulses. Now here's a sneak peek. I would say, I don't know, after 10 hours, now in the bottom right hand corner, it's a little thicker kind of thing. I didn't spread it out with a spatula or nothing, but that's have to be a little longer. So we're doing fine. Now here we are at 12 hours or so. Next day, I took a spoon and I kind of crunched it up into these flaky looking things. Still looking okay. Now, I do have a large blender, but I'm using my little cuppy thing here to do each portion so I can get a real nice powder out of it. So after, thorough blending and everything, I put it in a mason jar, and then on its side, kind of spin it around to make sure there's no water droplets or any kind of sticking. Okay. Now this is about 20 eggs right here. 20 eggs, right? Nice. And back to the topic. People are going to have to change their thinking. So again, I'm thinking about substitutions. What takes the place of other things? It may not, seem like a big thing, but if I have a jar of 20 eggs, and I don't have to buy eggs for, a while. I'm eating eggs that I paid for, a month ago, and they're still perfectly fine. 2 months ago, as long as they're kept, sealed and everything. It's beautiful. Right? Always think of other uses, like, right, powdered eggs. I can make my own mayonnaise without using a real, runny egg, right? Nice. Think about those things. Besides substitution, I'm actually saving my purchasing power of my dollar. Because if I can eat today on last month's dollar, it's going to catch me up eventually. But again, the more, if you want to say prepping, that's one of those conspiracy theory words or whatever. But, if you want to plan ahead a little bit, it doesn't hurt. Plus minimalization. My electric bill is very, very minimal because I supplement with my solar, and I haven't used my oven and my stove, microwave, pressure cooker, bread oven, nice. Hey, really appreciate watching this. Please get ready for the big storm that's coming. And again, you know the thing. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. You know what it is.
All men and women created by go. You know the thing.